Welcome back. New YouTube video, but today the mood is really different from the other days because last night Italy played in Norway in the first game of the World Cup qualifiers and lost 3-0 against the arguably toughest opponent in Group I, which means now Italy must win all their games, all the remaining games in the group, including the final game of the qualifiers against Norway, again, this time in Italy in November this year, and hope to have a better goal difference than Norway at the end of the group stage in order to qualify, or of course, more points if Norway drop points against any other opponent. Otherwise, the Azzurri will go again to the World Cup qualifying playoffs and must hope that this time they'll have a different outcome because the last two times that we went to the World Cup playoffs, we know really well how it went, and Italy were eliminated, not participating in the World Cup in 2018 and in 2022. I want to show you the table from Group I, but it's pretty straightforward, unfortunately, for the Azzurri because, as I said, yesterday we made our debut in Norway and we got a 3-0 defeat. So even the goal difference, it's pretty easy for the Azzurri because it's exactly 0. So you can see the group I in here. Norway have 9 points in 3 games and the goal difference is 10. Then it's Israel 6 points in 3 games. Goal difference is 1. Estonia have 3 points, 3 games, -2 is the goal difference. Here we are with 1 game, 0 points, -3 goal difference. And then Moldova, our next opponent, next Monday on June 9 at the Mapei Stadium in Reggio Emilia, a game that I'll be covering from the spot. So it's one day where we're going to have a live video from the Mapei Stadium to discuss all things Italy, but the path is clear now. Italy must win all the games. Hope Norway drop some points against some of the opponents who are not great, to be fair, at least on paper. So, I mean, I don't see anyone sees Norway dropping too many points along the way before the last game, again, in the group phase, which is Italy-Norway again, but it's going to be on November 16, and the venue is still unknown. Let me show you the fixture list for Italy as well, because we already know, we don't know the venues, but we know already the dates for each match. So here's when the Azzurri play from Football Italia as usual, the website I work for. Estonia on September 5. September 8, it's Israel against Italy. October 11, away in Estonia again. October 14, home against Israel. And then Moldova, Italy on Thursday, November 13. And Sunday, November 16, is Italy against Norway. But it's going to be a very difficult path for the Azzurri. We need to hope that Norway drops some points or we score more goals than them along the way and beat them in the final round. Now that the situation is clear, of course, the big talking points in Italy today is about Spalletti. Nobody says it openly, nobody, but everyone is thinking that at least most of the media and pretty much all of the fans believe that Spalletti should resign. Now, I think this is clearly the hottest topic because we're talking about a coach who and the team who have shown highs and lows. Spalletti was appointed in September 2023 to replace Roberto Mancini, who had won the Euros on the one hand, but failed to qualify for 2022 World Cup on the other hand, and was and he resigned a few months later, a few months too late, possibly. Spalletti had just won the Serie A title with Napoli, historical title, playing exciting football, amazing football, but something didn't click here. I mean, he qualified for the Euros, which was the bare minimum, of course, and I mean, the attitude, especially the attitude showed overall by the Azzurri, is not something to be proud of, even in terms of fans and in terms of coaching as well. Uh, they've hardly showed the right attitude, especially in the big games. I wrote on Football Italia, and the first comments of Rai Italia last night were the same regarding a team that looked too similar to the one that was eliminated by Switzerland in the Euros round of 16 last summer. It's not really about it's about tactics as well, but it's mostly about the attitude, about that feeling of being empty and not being able to react to whatever the opponents do. So it's first of all a mental thing, I think, and then it's a tactical thing because Spalletti looks a little bit confused, and I mean the team haven't shown ways to improve. They haven't shown any sort of development. It's go ahead and coming back. It's one step forward and two behind. So it's very hard. It's very difficult to see any positives in this journey from Luciano Spalletti so far, and the relationship as well that the coach has with some of these players. I mean, during this specific break, it was a little bit unlucky as well because we went to Norway without Calafiori, we went to Norway without Buongiorno, we went to Norway without Acerbi, even though he had been called up just for this game specifically to man mark Erling Haaland. But we know about all the trouble that happened with Acerbi. I explained in the previous video. He has a bad relationship with Spalletti. And he didn't feel part of the project. He wasn't too happy because of what Spalletti had said about his age, and so he felt disrespected and he didn't want to play for the national team, which I think it's a problem also on Acerbi's side because you don't play for Spalletti, but you play for the national team. Anyway, we didn't lose against Norway because Acerbi wasn't there. We lost against Norway because we didn't react, we didn't show the right attitude, and we were not as sharp as Norway. And the physical shape, it's something that has been discussed in Italy as well. But I mean, it's not like Norway players have played 20 games this season. They've played 60 games, at least their best players. They've played 60 games like our best players. Erling Haaland has played the whole season for Man City. Odegaard of Arsenal, last night he was amazing. I mean, he didn't even play as a trequartista. He was more of a holding midfielder, but he did everything. And he did everything well. And it looked like the season had just begun for him. It wasn't the same for our players. We have Tonali, who has played in the Premier League. We have Udogi. We have players who have gone until the Champions League final. Why I understand they are exhausted. Barella, Bastoni, probably that they were not even in the mood to play, but they had to play because, again, there were way too many starters missing already, and so Spalletti could only rely on them. But should Spalletti resign as Italy coach or be sacked, I think he has lost the plot here. I mean, it all started with the Euros last summer when he made confusing choices, picking players for a three-man defense, but then he switched to a four-man defense and played with the four-man defense for the whole tournament. He was never quite sure about what to do in terms of tactics. It seemed to change. It changed pretty well after the Euros because we won against France, we won against Belgium, and it seemed to have found a good balance. But with the months and with the games going forward, it was clear that Italy needed something more, especially in attack. And Spalletti has been known for his spectacular football, for his attacking attitude, being very aggressive, attacking with players moving between the lines. And we haven't seen anything of these over the last few games, and especially last night, which was the game that really meant something. He should be probably he's lost the plot here. He hasn't he's not able to find a solution for this team. So I don't see Spalletti having a long-term future as Italy national team coach. I don't expect him to resign or to be sacked, because there isn't. I mean, if Gravina, the Fiji president, sacks Spalletti, then it would be an admission of guilt, let's say. I mean, Italy won the Euros under Gravina, but we didn't qualify for the World Cup, and not qualifying for a second time would be beyond a huge disappointment. Would be even more. He would need to resign as well. So I think he's going to stick with Spalletti as soon as he can, and if one go, then the other one goes as well, because it's the end of the cycle and something really needs to change. Again, I think it's. I mean, I don't see a way Spalletti can turn this around, because again, 1 year ago it seemed that the problem was the 3-man defense, the 4-man defense, and switching to a 3-man defense would solve all problems. That seemed to have been the solution, but then the situation changed again, because even with the 3-man defense in these last few games, Italy didn't produce anything last night, just one shot on target at minute 92, and so something isn't working. Spalletti has tried a lot of options, has tried a lot of tactics to turn things around, but nothing really happened. So I think he no longer has this under control. At the same time, I'm asking myself, who would Italy call if Spalletti resigns or goes away in the middle of the World Cup qualifiers? I really don't know. I mean, I don't see a foreign coach for the Italy national team, and the foreign coaches available are not really that much. If you know, except Klopp, except Zidane, people that would probably not come to Italy national team. Even the other options for coming from Italy are not that strong, because the season is about to begin, and probably the best options, they have already taken a seat for next season. So maybe the only one who knows how to fix problems is Claudio Ranieri, but he has already came out of retirement once, and so I'm not sure whether he would do it again. But there are not too many options, so I don't see Spalletti leaving or resigning or being sacked. But I think it's going to be very, very hard to come back from this one, because again, it seemed that Italy came back to 1 year ago when they were eliminated by Switzerland in the Euros. So technically, perhaps the Spalletti project is already over, but it's not entirely clear who would replace me. And make no mistake, I mean, it's not that somebody else coming in would absolutely and 100% doing better than Spalletti. It's not just a coaching problem. It's a problem, but this is something we've been discussing for 10 years now. It's a problem about the quality of the players. It's a problem about how the players are developed at a youth level, and how ready they are when it comes to playing first team football. It's about the quality with the ball at the feet of the Italy players, because we have European champions in the team, Serie A champions. We have players who play abroad in the Premier League in France, like Donnarumma in the best team in France, and still we are unable to produce decent performances and decent results when games really matter. So it's not just about the coach. In this situation, I think the coach has already done what he could. He's not. I don't think Italy will show any improvement. I don't see this Spalletti project developing further. At the same time, we need to really work on the long-term structure of Italian football. But again, it's something that should have started 10 years ago. I'm not sure whether they actually started or not. Surely we need to rethink about how we do football in Italy, and which players we prioritize when it comes to selecting them for the national team, because really the quality we've shown on the pitch is just not enough, unfortunately, and the risk is to not qualify for the World Cup again, which would be the third year in a row, the third edition in a row. The last time Italy played at the World Cup was 2014. Was a sad video, but a lot had to be said. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and we come back. I'll come back very, very soon. It will be on Monday for Italy Moldova from the Mapei Stadium. Bye bye.